Yes, you saw that right. A new camera. And a proper mic. And then I'm just censor a little bit because my wife is working from home and she has a right to her privacy. The light. No. Hello. Okay. Hello. The audio levels seem to be okay. This one is on. Computer is on. Water is in. The pop filter, which is a tiny beanie that my mom knit, is also on. Welcome to the new studio. You are the first here. First time ever. So today, I am just going to give some announcements, basically. A little bit of what's been happening the last year or even the last 2 years. And I'm going to show you some new products that I have here that's going to come out very soon. And then that's that. So lean back and hang out with me. Look at this card. You get this card with every beanie because we're asking you for a review and we're checking that everything is as it should be. But maybe you notice a little extra here because my son, he absolutely loves grabbing these cards and painting them yellow and pink with the markers. So these guys are lying all around. And we have he also loves taking the beanie stickers and putting them around, like here. So we're totally on brand. The studio in this corner, it's completely on brand. Don't worry. Yeah, first announcement, which we already done, is the studio. So it's been going quite well recently, and I've invested in some small little things. A new camera, a light, which makes the shots so much better, and an extra screen and stuff that makes it easier to work. Now I am entering into a little new season where, for the first time in a very long time, I will be able to set aside more time for creating stuff for Red Hat Factory, rather than just maintaining the company. We are breaking this new segment to take 1 minute of silence for poor Benjamin, who thought this was a good way to mask a burp. I can actually be more creative and put my whole heart and soul into things. What is all this giggling? I have written an article about what's been happening the last 2 years, mainly the last, but the two since 21. It's like these recap articles that I've been making for a long time, but the last 2 years I've been sort of too busy and everything's been too messy behind the scenes for me to properly put it into words. But now I'm coming out of that season and back into a more creative season with Red Hat Factory. And she's sitting there and proofreading my article. And she finds it funny. I hope you find it funny too. Here's the article. It's called How I Almost Ruined My Beanie Company. And as you can see, it's a pretty long article. But I've always made it a priority to share a little bit of our behind the scenes story. Well, not too much, but hopefully as we grow, we can be able to share more and more. But I've been doing these recap articles at least. And I think the ending of the article is the best way I could possibly say it. I wrote, as you know, if you've been with us for a while, Red Hat Factory to me is just one big ode to the spirit of adventure. And it's only suitable that our own journey would turn out to be one. That's how it feels. I recommend you read the article if you want the behind the scenes look and going on this journey together with us. Otherwise, let's continue to the next announcements. And this is the color vote. If you're on our email list, you got an email saying that pretty much goes like this. In the future, we want to have more color choices on the website, but just rather have a lot of them for pre-order if we're not able to keep it fully stocked at all times. Because that allows you to get exactly the beanie you want. And I've noticed that when it comes to hand knit goods, most of you aren't opposed to waiting a little extra to get exactly what you want rather than compromising on the colors. So I want to hear from you, which colors do you want? And we already got some responses, but I'm gonna link to it below so you can go in and vote and say which beanie, which color you want. And I gotta make that very clear. I need to know which beanie and color, okay? Because if you look at the answers here, some of the answers, the question is, what new color do you want to see and in which beanie? And then some of the answers is greens, which tells me nothing because we have greens. So what do you mean? What exactly do you want? A lot of great answers here. Purple Southlander, black Eastfold, and so on. I think this will be a little bit hard, but so some of them are really good. But please tell me which beanie as well that you want in a particular color. It's gonna make it very much easier. Because when you say green, it's like we already have greens. So what do you mean? So that's it. And I would. There are not that many responses, so you're probably gonna have a good chance of being heard. Okay, now I'm here with a stack of beanies. Some which you haven't seen before, and some that you have seen before. And number one, we are bringing back the light gray Southlander with our new strategy. We're gonna have the ability for more variants. So now we have 2 different grays. The rust red Eastfold went out, but we found a replacement that's a little less red in the color. So it's just gonna be called rust, but it's gonna come out very soon. Probably I can have it out before this video is out. I have sent navy blue Eastfold, black Eastfold, and I believe, what do we call this? Chocolate brown, nut brown or something. Help me out, what's the best color name? These 3, I've sent them to Kevin for photography. And as soon as we have good photos, we're gonna put them up for purchase. And then there's an oldie goldie right here that we have knit from leftover yarn. Some of you remember this one. I have a bunch of them left, like 7 of them left or something. And I'm gonna put them out on the store. And then you all remember Lore, the French Revolution. We have an unpaid intern now.
Don't point that gun at him. He's an unpaid intern.
The unpaid intern, we call her the French Revolution because even though this is a very Norwegian company, we managed to slot in this lady that's helping us pack beanies sometimes. She's not really completely unpaid, but almost. She's been also working with us a lot this last season, helping us with fulfillment and customer service. Some of you have spoken to her. In the beginning, she was our unpaid intern, but then for a while, she was able to be the paid intern, which was great and very helpful through this season where we have had to pack a lot of beanies to send to you guys. And named by Lore, the Scandinavy. Come into a store near you, redhatfactory.com. I have photos for this ready already. I'm gonna make the product and push it out there, and you're gonna have it very soon. It's maritime inspired, like a classic sailor's uniform color scheme, And if there's one place you want to use a beanie in the summer, it's on the ocean. That's what this is built from. Ah, and here comes feedback. My wife just sent me an SMS, even though she's right there. And she thinks the article is okay. It's approved. I need a sip of coffee for this. Now, I've saved this for last because it might not be the most interesting for all of you, but maybe some of you find it interesting. And I'm just going to talk about what I've been doing for the last years. So, apart from what you can read in the article, I have been doing a lot of work to move the website from one system over to another system. And since you're still here in the video at this point, you're probably interested. So I'm just going to tell you the whole story. When we started out in 2016, I really liked the system and the backend of Shopify. But it was very limited feature-wise. So there was a lot of stuff, and I am a programmer. I still work, I freelance with programming. And I found a lot of features lacking in the system. So what I decided to do was that I built my whole site in WordPress, which I knew inside and out. And then I used an API. If you don't know what that is, it's like you can fetch information from a different system and use it for whatever you want. So I fetched all the product information from Shopify and I put it into my WordPress page. And I just also took it as a learning experience. So I built the webshop up from scratch on WordPress. And I had all the features I wanted. I could do pretty much anything I wanted. But then over time, Shopify has become better and better and better. And it has gained all the features that I felt was lacking. So now finally I had a decision to make. What should I do? How should I do it? And over time, my WordPress site has also been slowed down more and more and more. So I finally made a decision. I just have to bite the sour apple. That's what we say in Norway. I don't know if that's the English expression. And just start programming. So I built just a copy of the site. I built it over in Shopify. And that was a huge... That was a huge long to-do list with a lot of check marks to just make sure I didn't crash everything or destroy my Google ranking and everything in the process. So it's been a huge project, but now it's finished. And what it means is two things. For me, it's way easier to put out new products and make the site small edits at the site all the time. It's also going to be way faster. I cut off like 6 seconds load time, which doesn't say as much about how good the new site is as it does how bad the old site was. But anyway, now we're here. redhatfactory.com is the new site, and the old address .se is still just redirecting. And then I made a separate domain because I still love WordPress for blogging, and Shopify is terrible when it comes to blogging. So the blog is right now on belowthebeanie.com because that's what I want the blog to be eventually. You know, we have some stories, which is not exactly beanie related, but it's more in the realm of people who do things, actively make things, create things. So it's about the person below the beanie, right? So that's where the blog lives right now, and it's still a little bit messy. The menu is still the old menu, but I will polish that stuff up a little bit, a little by little. But my main focus is of course the store, so that you get your products in time, and nothing is disrupted on that side of it. So that's one of the huge things I've been doing the last year. Last point on my list here. What I've been doing the last year, our sales has really ticked up a lot. So we have had our hands full with packing beanies, and we have had some help, as I told you, from Laure, the French Revolution, to pack the beanies, which has been great, but she wasn't available all the time, so we've done a lot ourselves. And customer support and all that is a lot of maintenance. So that's one of the reasons why I haven't been able to pour creatively into the company so much. And then I've also been having to focus on my work on the side, which is much more detailed in the article. So there you have it. But from now on, I'm gonna put 1 day a week that is completely dedicated to Red Hat Factory. And even though I have worked a lot earlier, the ability to take one complete day and not think about any other customer, don't think about anything, just be creative and dive into it, makes it so much easier to actually create something rather than just maintain. So I'm looking forward to that. And before we go, I'm just gonna tease what you're gonna see soon, which is something completely different. I have never done it before. We have never done it as a company before. And here you see the clips of me and my son going to the store to fetch a mystery package. And you're gonna see the unboxing of that package and what's inside of it and what that's gonna mean to you later. And now, here's a clip of me this morning filming for an ad for the Eastfold. As you are thinking about which of these videos you want to watch, probably if you haven't watched it, you want to watch our brand film. That's the core part of the Red Hat Factory lore. So I hope you enjoyed this little bit of announcements. Now I'm ready to dive into a new season of Red Hat Factory, and I'm very happy that you are along with us.